I would say that empathy is one of the most important concepts that you must master in order for you to be a successful business loan broker. Let's get straight to it. So it was recently my birthday and I went to this restaurant. It was this lady that served me and my friends. It was a bunch of us. And I noticed how she really took care of the ordering process, how she was very empathetic with the questions she asked. Let me just give you an example, okay? And it's not just what she did, but how she did it. And the reason I was amazed by it is because of her age and how she really mastered the skill of empathy towards her best interest, because of course she got a much higher tip than anybody else that would have served me that day. But I'm gonna walk you through the whole scenario. We walked into the restaurant, she greeted us at the front. It was a bit busy, but not as busy. She guided us to our seat. And as a lady, and it was a bunch of us gentlemen, she made sure one by one, she pulled each one of the seats. Once we sat down, she immediately got us some water, okay? And she didn't ask, because usually, do you want a glass of water? Duh, of course I want a glass. She immediately went and got a glass of water. She went ahead and she immediately said, which one of you wants some lemons? She went ahead, grabbed them lemons. And by the way, I should say that once she gave us the water, she issued each one of us the menu, and she said, go ahead and take some time and review the menu. I'll be back with some lemons. Which one of you wants some lemons? You know, I said yes. You know, a few people on the table said yes. She went ahead, came back, grabbed some lemons, and she immediately said, I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes, but if you need any help with what's the best, you know, on the menu today, or something towards that nature, you know, this is what I would recommend, or this and that, and, you know, it depends on, you know, if you're a chicken person, this, and immediately she left. And I just kind of noticed, you know, how she showed empathy through that whole process, how she showed professionalism through that whole process. She literally, and I want to make sure that I emphasize on, there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for somebody. Oh, I'm so sorry you got shot. Oh, I'm so sorry, you know, you lost your mom. Or you separate yourself from that individual. And sympathy tends to push the other person away because you clearly, even by expressing how you feel, you're creating that separation. Empathy brings you right there with that individual. Empathy is you actually being in that person's shoes. This lady with that whole experience, it's like she was in my shoes. We came in, she greeted us, she immediately brought us something to drink. She knows what the thought process is. She knows that most people like lemons, most people don't. She asked us what it was. She literally was living in our world, in my world, I should say, okay? And then towards the end of it, of course, you know, we ate. She was great. She wasn't one of those annoying people that came back and checked on us every single time. And then towards the end, this was really just amazing. I love the way she did this. We had some leftovers. She came in and packed the leftovers. I usually don't like people touching my food, but the way she actually did it, you know, we asked for leftover boxes. She came with the leftover boxes and an extra table of some sort, and she packed our food with utensils, okay? It was just amazing. It was a great experience the way she, you know, went about it. She had our food in bags. We were still talking and finishing my last drink. She went to the front and she waited for us when we left and handed us our food individually, named our name. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Jeff. It remembered all of our names as we were leaving. It was amazing. You know, so I had to thank her for it. I didn't really realize, you know, if she even understood what she was doing. And her dad was in sales, and that's how she understood, you know, a little bit more about customer service than the regular person. But I want to relate this to being a business loan broker and how you have to show empathy. There are certain scenarios that you must either share some bad news with the client, you must ask for documents that maybe you've already asked for. Maybe you ask for bank statements and it's a new month and you need to ask for another bank statements and the client is really busy. Maybe you got some bad news from a lender that the client has been denied, and you know there's a different way you can get the clients approved if you change the approach or some different tactics, and you have to call that client and give them that horrible news. Because I will tell you this, especially people that are looking for money, it's almost like getting paid. Most people usually spend the money of their paycheck before they actually even hit the bank account. They know what they're going to spend the money on. So when somebody is seeking funding, especially for a startup business or even established business, once you tell them they got approved or, you know, they have the preliminary terms, in their mind, they already have that money. It's already spent. They're already thinking about ways to spend it. So whenever you come to them and you tell them that you are not able to get them approved for that loan that they thought they were coming, or, real life scenario, I have a client just this morning, they were getting approved for $100,000. It was in the final stage of funding, and a tax lien popped up. And the lender said they were gonna have to deny it unless we address the tax lien. We show proof that it was released, or we show something to show that this tax lien was being addressed. And I had to call the client. And again, I can be a dickhead and have no empathy and say, hey, the loan was denied. We're gonna think about how we're gonna move forward. Or I could be empathetic, because again, I still need the client to be in good graces. I still need them to be hopeful, because I need their help, in essence, in order to get us to the finish line, especially in this specific scenario, because we've already gone through so far. We're at the final stage, and all we need at this point is either a release of the tax lien, or I need to work with her closely to prepare some type of letter of explanation, or I need to work with her closely to reach out to the agency that has the lien to work up some kind of payment arrangements so I can submit this back to the lender so we can get this loan approved. But there has to be some type of empathy during this interaction that you have with the client, how you deliver the news. You have to have empathy. One of the things, and this is just coming to my head whenever I'm in the point that I'm training other people to take on some other roles as I'm diving more into YouTube and pushing Broker Solutions Academy. By the way, Broker Solutions Academy, you want to check us out. We help brokers just like yourself learn how to be more successful into this business. So if you're looking at getting into becoming a business loan broker, you want to check out Broker Solutions Academy. There's going to be a link in the description. But I'm training a few people in my team, and one of the things that you have to do as a business loan broker, you're the middleman, and you have to maintain that position. One of the rules that I always say in business is play your position. A business loan broker is a middleman. You have a client and there's a lender, and you're the middle person. Everything should go through you. All the documents should go through you. All the communication should go through you. Because it's like this is another scenario that's going to make any sense. You got a criminal, you got a lawyer, you have a judge. Okay, the criminal should just not talk directly to the judge. They might say some things, or the way they might say them, or the way they might present it might not be towards their business, even though they're sitting right there. And the judge can easily speak to them, but the judge does not speak to them. They actually speak to the lawyer of the criminal, because again, so anyway, you get the point. It's almost the same relationship. The broker represents the client's interest. The lender or the underwriter represents the lender's interest. It's just like even with the real estate transaction. So long story short, one member of my team, I was communicating with her and I was telling her how you need to make sure that you stay on top of this client. You make sure that the client channels all communication through you. And she addressed this email, and she was trying to write this email to the underwriter. So let me read this email for you. And keep in mind, this is a loan broker that is going to be taking on a few of the roles that I'm going to be doing. And she's trying to communicate to an underwriter. And the main objective to this email is trying to get the underwriter, the lender, to make sure that all the communication is filtered through her. So this is what she said, and this is why empathy is important. Because another point that I want to make is there's pretty much 3 channels of communication in this industry. You can communicate by phone, you can communicate by email, you can communicate by text. Very little communication is done face to face. Some things you say verbally are gonna sound different if you put it in words on an email, and they're gonna look completely different if you text it. So let's look at this email, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about and how you can change this with a little bit more empathy so it makes sense. So she wrote this to me and asked me, actually, Brian, can you look at this and see if it's okay to send to Laura? Laura is the AE at the underwriter. She said, hey Laura, I hope email finds you well. I have tried to reach you through your phone to follow up on the status of the loan application for Miss Arga. As their broker, I'm invested in ensuring the application process runs smoothly and efficient. Given this, I would like to request that I be kept informed on the progress of the loan application. Specifically, I would appreciate any updates or notifications you could provide regarding the related procedures. This would help me keep my client informed and avoid any potential delays in miscommunication. Now, also regarding an update on the ETA for the underwriting decision, would it be possible to provide us an update on the status of the application, or when we might expect to hear back from you? I understand that you are likely very busy with many applications to process, but any information you can provide will greatly be appreciated. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Now again, I know my assistant. I know what she meant when she wrote this email. But I can tell you as well how this could be just looked at as a fuck you, who the hell do you think you are type of email when an underwriter looks at this. And that's not the impression that you want whenever you communicate with the underwriter. This is, let's just break this thing down sentence by sentence and think how these things could be misunderstood or misread. Hi, hi Laura, I hope this email finds well. I have tried reaching you by phone to follow up on the status of the loan application by Miss client's name and the client's business. As their broker, I'm invested in ensuring the application process runs smoothly and efficiently. What that, somebody could read that is, hey, I've tried calling you, you're not fucking answering your goddamn phone. That's what that, and this is my clients and I'm trying to make sure their file goes efficiently and smooth. That's what that could be interpreted. There's no empathy in that. Let's switch that around just a little bit. It could be something like, hope this email finds you well, Laura. I've tried calling you a few times, but I understand how busy it gets sometimes. Or hope this email finds you well, Laura. I try to give you a ring, but I know you're busy. Give me a ring when you get a moment. Do you see how that sounds different? It's the same thing, but it sounds differently, okay? Second sentence, given this, I would like to request I be kept informed on the process of the application. Specifically, I'd appreciate any updates or notifications you could provide regarding related procedures. This will help me keep the client informed and avoiding the potential delays and miscommunication. Look at the tone that this comes off of. Given this, I would like to request that I be kept informed on the progress on the loan application. Do you see how that it could sound? That's not what she means. I know my assistant, she's a very soft tone, nice lady, but that's not what she means, but that's what that could sound like. I would like for you to keep me, after I just told that you're not answering your goddamn phone, I want you to keep me informed because it's my client. That's what that comes off of, because there's no sense of empathy. Also, regarding an update on the ETA underwriting decision, I would like to be possible to provide us an update on the status of that. You get the point. I would have wrote something just like this. Now, again, her objective is to let the underwriter know that, hey, can I get an ETA? Hey, can you keep me in the loop when it comes to this client? Such a thing I would do by phone. I would not do by email. The reason is because of how it comes off through email. So I told her, I said, hey, write an email to Laura and say, hey, Laura, just try to give you a ring. I know you get busy at times. Give me a call when you get a moment. I was just checking on the ETA of whatever. That's just it. And leave it alone. When Laura calls you, this is what I told her to do, okay? Hey Laura, oh, thank you so much for returning my call. I know you're busy. I'm not gonna keep you for long. Do you have an ETA so I can make sure the client is updated? Then the Laura's gonna tell you of an ETA. And then I would say, hey Laura, I just kinda wanted you to know, I get very personal with all my clients and I want you to know that I'm here to help you. So use me. If you need anything from the client, whatever you need, bank statements, whatever it is, let me know and I'll work my butt off to make sure that we get this deal done, okay? And get that okay from Laura. That in itself is gonna do exactly what she was trying to do, but she couldn't do it with how she wrote this email. If you kind of see what I'm talking about. And that pertains to the email to the underwriter. And it also, and you can see how there's some empathy there with, hey, I know you're busy. Or hey, I know you got a lot of calls, or thank you so much. I really appreciate you for taking the time. I'm not gonna keep you for long. Or hey, I want you use me. Do you see how I'm making this? I'm showing some empathy. I understand what their job is, and I want them to use me. And I'm still trying to meet my objective as far as my goal, what I'm trying to say and express to the underwriter, but I'm doing it in a different way. I'm not coming off as being aggressive. And it's the same way whenever you communicate with your client. Don't be one of those loan brokers that once you got some bad news from a lender, you ignore your clients. Okay, we've all been there. You know I'm talking to you. You know what I'm talking about. Your client is calling you and you see that and then you ignore it or send it to voicemail. Let your other secretary, your other assistant, your voicemail answer the phone. Okay, pick up that phone, learn how to be empathetic, understand how to still deliver the negative news, but give them a little bit of hope. Hey, that lender was not able to work with us, but I've got another lender here that I've been communicating that all I need is your April bank statement. And once I get the April bank statements, we can have some preliminary terms for us to discuss in about 24 hours. I did what I call an 80-20. I'll focus only 20% on the negative and 80% on the hope. And that's what the call is gonna end with. The call is not gonna end with you got denied, you suck, your credit is a piece of shit, and you're not gonna ever get funded. Your business is gonna fail just like all the other businesses. It was, hey, you got some bad credit. We got a detour we need to take. Might not be the same terms that we got before, but we still got some hope. We're still gonna take you to, where you need to be at. Do you see how I'm doing that? You have to do that. You cannot be so into your world, because that's how underwriters communicate. Underwriters are very blunt and very straightforward. You can't be that as a business loan broker. You have to show empathy, not sympathy, empathy, as you communicate with your clients, as you communicate with the business loan broker. This video is brought to you by our sponsor, Broker Solutions Academy. There's going to be a link in the description. We work with people that are interested in becoming a business loan broker. We have a very comprehensive business loan broker course, and we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about how to become a business loan broker. Our mission statement is we help business loan brokers understand and simplify the various funding solutions that are available in the marketplace so you can properly serve your clients, stop the endless confusion and self-defeating pointless rat race they're currently in, and grow their business while maximizing profits by teaching them how to become a real business loan broker, not just a referral partner. This video is also brought to you by Pennington Consulting Group, and that's where we work directly with entrepreneurs and also business owners to help them get funded. So if you're looking to start, grow, or even expand your current business, Pennington Consulting Group, there's going to be a link in the description where you can go ahead and schedule a time. And like we always say at Pennington Consulting Group, our goal is to help you reach your goal. Again, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.